Let's congratulate Virginia. Malcolm in the first half was not as good a performance as we've had against us in this season, maybe several years, but couldn't quite get over the hump. We got it to 49, or whatever the score was. Was that what it was, Ms. Todd? And then get a couple of bad possessions on offense. They score a couple of times on offense to get offensive rebounds. They missed several shots down the stretch, but we could never come up with the rebounds, so they ended up getting second shot opportunities. We turned it over 13 to their 8. They're 18 of 21 from free throw line. We're 7 for 13. And a couple of those were 1-and-1s down the stretch. And it's all those little things that made them end up with more points than we did. But I thought the biggest factor in the game to me is that they had played with a high level of intensity from my point of view on both offense and defense. I think they were the actors and we were the reactors the whole night. They scored more points in the paint without posting up anybody hardly all night long because they drove the ball to the basket much more aggressively. They had better spacing, and Malcolm and London driving the ball to the basket. They're really good. One time, 2 seconds out on the clock, and they throw it in, and Toby makes one, and another time it's 2 seconds on the clock. They miss the shot and come up with the offensive rebounds. So again, I think it's so many of the little things, but if I had to pick one thing, I'd say again that they were just so much more aggressive on both ends of the court. Their offense was more aggressive than our defense was, and their defense was more aggressive than our offense was. And yet, I really think they're really a good team. We've said it even this week. I said it last week, or said it 10 weeks ago at the start of the season. Me and my buddies get together, and I thought Virginia had the best team in the country. Tony does a great, great job, and he's a credit to what we should have in coaching. But I don't like him during the game because his team's played so daggone well. But they've really done some great things the last 3 years, and got themselves right back into it after a little slump in the middle of the season. We reacted to everything they did, and that part was difficult for us.
Why were they so stout with the ball protection? Why were they not able to? Why did we not able to turn them over?
They're good basketball players. First of all, they don't try to do any silly things. They make the easiest pass they can make. The last play of the first half, we got it to 1, and they throw the lob and we get there, and we got a little guy back there, but I still remember the play when Joel Berry was going down for a layup. If I'm not mistaken, Gill's the one that ran him down. I mean, it's just phenomenal effort for those guys, and we got to have that kind of effort in our situation too. But they're really good, and it was a one-possession game. Late in the game, we just never got the ball. It was a one-possession game. It was 77-74. We missed a couple of free throws and still had it 77-74, but never got the ball. It was one possession, but they're a good basketball team.
Is there a common thread?
The last 17 minutes. They took Bryce away from you the last 17 minutes. What did they do defensively to do that, or was that even more of you guys not doing a good job of getting you touches?
A little bit of both. He got very discouraged. I mean, he threw it in the 17th throw in the stands one time when they double teamed. He got discouraged at that point too. But I thought in the second half he was much better than he was in the first half. But we've got to get him. He's got to move more. We've got to get him more than 9 shots and hopefully less than 5 turnovers. They try to double team big to big and we handle it sometimes, and sometimes we didn't handle it. We didn't do a very good job. I mean, we turned it over twice in the first half. Once I forget who else it was, going big to big. Yeah, it was Bryce throwing it to Isaiah and Isaiah throwing it to Bryce. I mean, our big guys had 9 of our 13 turnovers. We haven't done that all year either.
Is there, same thing happened in the second half against Duke. Is there a common thread that you saw that kind of explains why he didn't get that many touches? And
second half against Duke, we couldn't throw in the ocean today. I think we shot 50% the second half, so because we didn't get it to Bryce, didn't kill our offense. I wanted to get more shots, there's no question about that. But Isaiah, I think he made 2 or 3 field goals in one stretch, and that was, I'm trying to find his name. Yeah, I think he had 2 field goals in the second half during that stretch that Bryce was not scoring. It's not just about getting Bryce in shots. I mean, if we we shoot 50% the second half. Most times, well, I'll take 50% the second half at every game against Virginia. I'm playing the rest of my life, whether it's Bryce or Isaiah or whatever it is. But you can't have the turnovers like that, miss free throws and miss easy ones.
How alarming is it as a coach when you come into a big game like this and a guy like Brogdon gets off to the start he gets off to?
How alarming is it? He's really good. I mean, I've had guys score 49 against us before. We won a game. I had another guy that scored 47. We won a game. Another guy that scored 46 and we won a game. So I never get into that one person kind of thing. We had, who's his name? The little left-hander. Tyrese Rice got 400 in the first half. We still won the game. So Malcolm Brogdon's one of the best players in the league last year, this year, he's always been. He's a tough matchup for anybody, and he was a tough matchup for us.
You talk about you reacting to Virginia. Is that something that they impose on a lot of people better, or do you kind of look at your own team critically for that?
Well, I think that's really. I think Duke's defense was stronger than our offense was in the second half of the Duke game. It's the thread there, but why it happened, I have no idea. But they have a tremendous level of intensity that they play at. They're athletic. They know their roles. They're really good. I think we're pretty doggone good, but wasn't good enough to win tonight.
Coach, along those lines, what do you attribute the little things to? I mean, what's the key to winning those battles?
You know, I don't know. It's Jim Larinaga said it after we beat them. He said, guys, sometimes you guys got to figure out in this league you're going to lose some games. Do I want us to play harder, with more intensity, and not have somebody pick up every loose ball and get every offensive rebound? You know, I'm mad about the rebounds, and yet, you know, we out-rebound 36-33, but I always look down there. It says second chance points because it is a scoreboard. It's one thing that counts. They've got 14 or 10. Some teams play exceptionally well wherever they play. Some teams play much harder at home. But down the stretch, Virginia had a greater purpose tonight. Why they had it, I don't know. I think against Miami, we had a greater sense of purpose. I don't know that Jimmy figured it out that night too. But it's college basketball. But they're really good and they're very well coached and they appear to be great kids.
Take one or two more, but if you want to get our players, you should probably head that way. Something more with Coach.
What made Anthony Gill so effective for them in the second half?
He's been effective rebounding all year long. I mean, he's just a guy that bids on everything. I never played, what was the card game? Bridge. I've never played bridge in my entire life. Okay, but one guy told me one time about a great player. He said he bids on everything. That was Lonzo Moore. Well, he bids on every rebound. I think it was him that ran, tore down from behind. Shot. I mean, his motor is high, it stays high, he plays at 100%. We had a guy named Hansbrough that did the same kind of thing. He usually beat people up to